All right, today is June 14th, 2019, and we're interviewing Mr. Don Wang for the Houston Asian American Archive. My name is Leebron.
My name is Mary Claire Neal.
So I guess we can start off with the question, where and when were you born?
I was born in Taiwan, a city called Tainan, 1944, April 29.
Did you have any siblings?
I have two other brothers and three sisters. We have 6 kids in the family.
So how was that like?
We have older sister, and older brother, and me, and younger sister, and the smaller sister, and the smaller brother.
So how was your relationship with them?
We are fine.
Fine.
We still travel together.
Oh, cool. So what did your parents do when you were growing up? What were their jobs?
My father was a pharmacist. So he has a pharmaceutical business, mainly on manufacturers. Start from retail and get into import pharmaceutical raw material and make some pills and or injection for the doctors, hospitals. We doing okay. My parents fine, but they were from very poor family to start with. So.
Okay. So where did you go to school?
I was in Taiwan, Tainan, the city, and we have a very good primary school. It was just behind my house, and then we have junior high. Every level we have to pass through exam for pick up the best students. I'm very fortunate. I was on what they call Tainan First High School, First Middle School, and Tainan First High School. It's all the best in the south part of Taiwan.
Did you have any favorite subjects?
I like biology.
Biology? Okay. So where did you go to college?
I was the college exam. I was sent to a university called Chung Hsing University. It's National Chung Hsing University. It's in the middle part of Taiwan. It's an Aggie, just like an Aggie here. And I was in horticulture. But in 1 year, I changed my major to food science. So I was graduate as a food scientist, BS.
Okay, so what made you change your major?
My family is in pharmaceutical.
Okay.
It's more chemistry related. So my dad say, either you go to the pharmaceutical department or you go to food science. It's easier for me to switch to food science because the university don't have the pharmaceutical department.
So did your older siblings also go to college before you, and did you watch them go through that before you came?
I didn't catch you.
Oh, did your older siblings also go to college before you?
Oh yeah, actually my dad is very, he always emphasized education because he don't have too much education. He got a pharmacist all through exam, not through university or any education in that time. You're talking about 100 years ago. So we all go through a very good university or good college or good high school in all my families. Yeah, my siblings are all highly educated. My brother is a PhD. My younger brother is MD. I'm just honorary doctor, not real doctor.
So education was strongly emphasized while you were growing up. Are there any other values that your parents emphasized while raising you?
My parents believe education is the only way that they can do for the children when they are young. So every day he was so busy in business, he still come back home and make sure that I've done my homework, everything's ready for next day. Mm-hmm. He never missed it. It means he watched very carefully on my education. I'm not a good student, but I was watched.
So is there anything else that they emphasized, or was it just education?
If you are a good boy, who care? Only education is what they care, because you will behave and don't mix up with any bad habit, they're not worried about it, as long as you have a good education. But we don't learn pianos, we don't learn all those things, only school. My sisters, they learn pianos, they learn all those things. My dad believed that women don't have to have high education. And they're old timers, that's what they think, yeah.
Okay.
Did you wish that you would have learned to play an instrument or a sport?
No chance.
No?
We have a piano in the house, but we just never touch it. They don't let us touch it. It's different society, yeah.
Okay. So after studying agricultural chemistry and food nutrition and operating a motel, what led you to co-found the United Oriental Capital Corporation and Metro Bank?
Oh, there was in the when I left university in Logan, Utah State University. I come to Houston, and I don't have any job, so I had to create my own job. So using a little bit of capital from my father. So I have to find something to do. So before that, I get into United Oriental Capital Corporation. I was in motel business. I was in apartment business. United Oriental Capital is a small business administration license for minority small business financing. It is a venture capital and investment company. That's how I get into financing. I'm a food scientist. You could ask me why you get into financing. I don't know anything about it. But I learned accounting. That's all I learned. But I don't know anything financing, so I have a partner. He's finance manager. He was an MBA, and so somebody that knowing what to do. That's how we get into the venture capital and investment. And then, using that technique, we find in the 80s, in my community, people from Taiwan, the business people, they got a lot of money, flew into the United States and doing business, but they need the banking. And the banking that in the community, they are not doing it the right way. So we decided that we better get into it. So we, using the venture capital idea, we have a kind of syndication, fundraising for open the banking. But United Oriental Corporation is only a small the SBA want us to have $500,000 to start with. Then the SBA will give us 3 times of money, so it's $1.5 million to join the company as a partner. So it's a program to help the small business. This is how I learned. So when you get into banking, I know, because I have those investment technique, venture capital things. So we raised about $3.5 million of capital. I have 3-4 groups of friends. Every group will generate about $1 million. So we are the group really generate more than $1 million. We have to generate almost $2 million. That's why our group become the dominant, the group to manage the bank. And that time, my partner said, Don, you're the chairman. I said, okay. I was 43 years old. I don't know anything about banking. But it is okay. The chairman don't have to run a bank. The president will run a bank. The CEO run a bank. So we just hire a banker. A banker, he was a Filipino, work in at a downtown big bank. So we hire him. That's how we get into banking. It was 1987. We started 1985, 86. It took 2 years to become a bank. Yeah.
Okay. Just to backtrack a little bit, so what made you come to the U.S. versus anywhere else, and specifically why Houston?
Okay. When I was in college, I learned Japanese. I don't have any idea come to United States because my English is so lousy. I know I cannot do it. But one day my dad told me, Don, you go to the United States, you don't go to Japan. Because he traveled around the world for a month, and when he come back, that's how his decision. His son should go to the United States only, not Japan, not any other place. Just like we say, a land of opportunity. And only the United States will welcome the immigrants. Mm-hmm. That's what he find out. That's how I have to change everything, start learning English. Fortunately, I got it.
So what was it like when you first got here?
I don't know how to talk. Yeah, I was in Utah State University as a student, a graduate student for science. Mm-hmm. They call it nutrition and food science. I got my master's degree in 2.5 years. The first year, I didn't do anything but learn English. And then I spent 2 years, finish my master's degree.
Wow.
So why had you originally planned to travel to Japan, and what was it like to have to change plans so
The
suddenly?
Japanese don't like foreigners. Mm-hmm. You cannot do anything there.
So
There's a difference.
Did you know you wanted to leave Taiwan? You just needed to decide.
In that time, Taiwan is still not quite stable. Mm-hmm. Always worry about China because the government, we okay, but the government is not okay. So the country was very poor, not much you can do. The only way you can do is go out and find something to do. Yeah. Okay. So everybody will try to find a way to get out. Mm-hmm. the best place to go is United States. That's why I get there. Yeah.
So, what was your first job here?
Where here?
Just
United States
in
or
United
Houston?
States, yes.
I was working in a lab.
Okay.
Okay, and because I'm a scientist, they always have lab assistants clean up the bottles, the glasswares, and everything, and doing some lab work for professors, and I'm paid good enough for me to survive. Yeah, but it's illegal. They will let you do that as a student.
Mm-hmm. So, how have you seen the city of Houston change over time, and how has your experience of Houston changed as well?
Houston, when we come to Houston, is 74. It was start oil boom. Oil from $2 a barrel to $10 a barrel and up. So I didn't know Houston is doing that. I just come in because my dad have a friend and their family is here. So my dad say, why not go to Houston? There's somebody there. In case you get lost, you still have person to call and help you. This is the way usually if you live in a foreign country, you always like to live with somebody that you know, that you could get help. So I come to Houston. Hey, I'm lucky. I got in the right spot. Yeah, there's no other reason to come to Houston.
So how was the relationship between Metro Bank or white financial institutions in America in general and Asian Americans? Like, how did it change?
Okay, Metro Bank is not a regular bank. It's a community bank.
Mm-hmm.
But bigger than community bank is a kind of a commercial bank, because in community, a lot of people from, in that time is from Taiwan mostly. People not that many from China yet. From Taiwan, from Hong Kong, Vietnamese, Chinese. Those people, they're doing business, they're doing import-export. So this small bank are well equipped with all kind of service. It's different from a small bank in general in local Houston. We do international trade banking. We take care of letter of credit. This sort of thing is different. So our job, our business mainly for the community, but their demand is a little different from the regular small bank.
Mm-hmm.
So day to day, what was your job like, and who did you interact with during your job?
Since I was a chairman, and I don't know too much about banking, my job at the beginning is very low pay, even no pay. But my job is to watch everything, PR, make sure everybody working okay. The president of the bank had talked to me, and I work with the board directors. We have very strong board directors in the bank. The committee are very strong. We have very high quality board directors. So we will control the president's direction. And we're doing very well, actually. We have very successful bank for 27 years. Yeah.
So, how do you see the role of the bank in the Asian community? Because I know in the 1950s, no white bank would loan money to Asians. And is this one of the reasons why you started the bank?
In the 80s, we have a hard time to get loans.
Okay.
They only like you to deposit money, but loan is hard. So that's why we need a bank that understand the community. And that's how we did. Yeah. And I was the chairman. I had to go out and marketing business and not run the bank, but help the bank to develop between community and the bank. Yeah.
Do you know what the impact was of your bank on that community?
I think we have a very successful relationship in the community. That's why we have a successful bank. As a chairman myself, people ask me, what's different between you and the other Asian bank, the chairmen? They know you, but they don't know them. I told them I work for the bank full time, and I don't have any business that involve. I only involve the bank. So all my time is serving the community. That's why people know me. I do everything for the community. And that's why we are different. And I keep telling people, banking is a service business. You serve the community. You cannot just serve their money. You serve what they need. So besides money, financing, I was very active in the community needs. Yeah, that's why people recognize me. Yeah.
Did you have other people in the banking world that you look up to because they did the same thing, or was that something you were doing that was new and different from everyone?
Not too many people willing to sacrifice themselves for the bank. They only think money, but not me. I think everything is important. But yet, we're doing good. So then people look differently. Yeah, the vision is different.
Do you think, did you teach others to work that way too? And through that company you started, are they teaching further generations to serve in that same way?
A lot of people don't recognize that. So it's hard to teach. I believe myself, as a bank chairman, as a human being, it's not just make money. You earn money, but you also earn your reputation in your life. That is also valuable too. So people only look money is valuable, but they don't realize that reputation also valuable. So they don't want to spend time just like me for community. So that's different. So when you see my awards, how they recognize me, that is reputation. I earned that. I didn't expect that I had to earn so many things. But because I know money is not the only thing, especially if you are a chairman of a bank. You could do a lot of things that other people cannot do. Only you can do it. But a lot of chairmen just don't do that. You cannot teach them. They have to realize themselves. Yeah.
So you said you were heavily involved in the community. So can you elaborate on that? Like, what have you done and what were those awards for?
Okay. many people involve community, okay? But I involve more than just my community.
Mm-hmm.
I involve a lot of Hispanic community. So the bank, when bank started, I get involved in Hispanic community by buying a bank in the East End area, which is the Hispanic community in Houston. We start develop the banking relate with Hispanic. So that's it's a little different from other people. It's not just take care of the Taiwanese community. We take care of all the Asians. And besides Asian, we're talking Hispanics. It's not very active banking. But we just have to do it, yeah.
So I guess, so what were some of the awards for, specifically?
You see my awards, it's a whole bunch of good awards.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of awards are very, very prestige, okay? I was the Hall of Fame, CD Houston Hall of Fame, which is only 2 Asian awarded. One is Dr. Paul Chu, UH. The next one's me, which is very rare. And I have a whole bunch of awards. You never heard it, but it's like I work with the Great Eastern Partnership,
Mm-hmm.
which is very prestige as a board member. And I have that position almost 15 years until I retire.
Mm-hmm.
I quit. That is a service in the business community. Yeah. And so many things. You could just read it. I cannot tell you everything. There's so many, unless you ask me. There's some of the international executive of the year, which is very prestige.
Mm-hmm.
Is from Kiwanis and the Great Eastern Partnership. It's very, very prestige. And I got all kind of awards. But I'm not. And I enjoyed it, okay, because people recognize me on that.
So what would you say that your greatest accomplishment is?
I've done my job
Okay.
as a chairman of the bank since the beginning to the end. And also, I have done so much for the community and been recognized. The best, the highest award of citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like before I retired, after I retired, I was working the last 5 years after I retired. I worked for the university. So I worked for St. Thomas University in Houston, and I worked for Utah State University. And I worked for my alma mater in Taiwan, Chung Hsing University. And those universities give me a Distinguished Alumni Award, which is not that easy. Utah State even give me a honorary Doctor of Agriculture, which is only 4 in that year. They have 100 PhDs, but only 4 honored doctors, which is very rare. The only school that don't give me distinguished alumni is my primary school, which I didn't do anything for them. So it's not, it's the character of me is willing to work for the education programs.
Mm-hmm.
The easier way for me to do is the university that I was attending. See, I even work with the Rice University right now on some scholarships. I have 2 scholarships in Rice Universities. Both are postdoctors.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to willing to do something for the community. You could have any kind. I'm interested in higher education. Some people might interest in seniors. When I work on a senior program, we built a senior housing project for senior people to live from HUD. Yeah, I do. I did that. I've done many things. It's my job as a chairman of the bank. I serve what community need.
Mm-hmm.
It could be anything. So I offer the senior in the housing, senior housing, I offer to all the senior residents, anybody, any problem, need my help, just call me.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody say, Don, they will call you. Everybody will call you. I say, I don't care. Just call me. But none of them call me. You could offer them, but they don't. They're serious, but they don't need it from you. As long as they lived in a housing project, very nice and very happy, why they have to bother you?
So I guess moving on to your married life,
Mm-hmm.
how did you meet your wife?
Oh, very simple. You will never believe that. When I got my master's degree in 1971, I went to Taiwan. My mother said, you need to get married. And I said, yeah, I want to get married, but I don't have a girlfriend. So she said, okay, we arrange for you. So I visit all the girls they arranged. And I pick on the one I want. And start dating. And within a couple of weeks, I decided to marry her. And in 2 weeks, we get married.
Wow.
So it's very different from you guys this time. But we arranged it.
So you had an arranged marriage in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So when did you both come to
Well,
the US?
so in 2 months, we get married. Then I had to go back to Utah State for continuing my PhD program. Mm-hmm. My wife had to apply for the visa to come.
Okay.
So it take 2-3 months. So she went to Logan, Utah with me.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I got 2, one girl and one boy. The girl is 45. The boy is 41.
Mm-hmm.
The boy get married with 3 kids, 2 girls, 1 boy. And my daughter is not married yet. And I cannot force her.
Do you think that you raised your children with the same principles that your parents raised you up on?
When I was younger, live in Houston, I have to work very hard. So children are raised by my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I go home every day and every night, but I work day and night, 7 days a week, almost every day for a long time. They're good kids. My son was MBA Rice, so it's alumni here. And my daughter was Smith College and a law school in downtown South Texas. Law school. So they are highly educated.
Mm-hmm. So just education.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said your siblings you all see each other often, right? So it's,
Start from last year, we decided to travel together. So last year we went to Sydney, Australia, and a cruise to New Zealand. 12 days. It's all my brothers and sisters and the spouse, 12 people. And this year we're going to Rome, Italy, do the same thing for a week. So we decide to kind of together every year.
do you ever have gatherings with all of the grandkids?
When somebody get married, like I have my nephew get married, and he decided to go to Hawaii, so we are all gathered in Hawaii. My kids and all my brother's kids and all their cousins gather in Hawaii. Yeah, something like that. And my son get married in Las Vegas, then we all go to Las Vegas, have a good time.
Do you think your kids have been influenced by the work you do with the bank and in the community?
I think it depends on different character. My daughter might, she was low education, but she worked. She's a business herself with her cousin, my sister's son, in Houston. And they're still young. They still work pretty hard, but maybe in the future, I want them to get involved because that's life, not just making money. Community also important. Yeah.
And I was also wondering, so what kinds of challenges did the communities you worked with face, whether the Taiwanese or the Mexican community? What kinds of challenges were they facing that your work would address?
Challenge in which area?
Like, what challenges did more access to banking help them address, or?
It's different.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese people, they save money. The Hispanic are not as saving habit as Chinese. Basically, they are have a lot of entrepreneurship concept, but Chinese is more stronger. So in Hispanic community, we have a lot of Mexican restaurant we finance.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, we don't do any financing that much. But in the Asian community, they get involved a lot more than just restaurant. They have all kinds of involvement, real estate and import-exports, and yeah, there are more variety in the Asian community.
Do you think the opportunities they've had in business has changed in your lifetime?
I didn't catch you clearly.
Do you think the opportunities Asian Americans or Mexican Americans have in business, have those opportunities changed in your lifetime?
The idea of getting involved with Hispanic is when I live in Houston, I feel that the Hispanic and Asian could work together. Mm-hmm. It could be, I don't know how, but you see the restaurant, Chinese restaurant, they always hire the Hispanic helps. Yeah. So it's minority to minority. But I try many times put business people together, but it just cannot make it. It's still very close. I tried it. Put the Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce and the Mexican Chamber of Commerce together. They won't work. They have maybe one or two times, and that's it. Nobody interested. They need a lot of push.
So, I guess going off of like working together in different relationships, how do you view relations between China, Taiwan, and immigrants from those two countries living in America and around the world?
Okay, when I come into Houston, it was the old Cantonese Chinese live in Houston mostly. And I find they are helping me a lot. They welcome me. They help me to get into, like I want to buy something, they will help me. Even we open a bank, and there is an old Cantonese help me on the bank. Even though he was retired, he still worked with me to develop the relationship. So we were very close. And then the Hong Kong Chinese come in. They mostly in business and in restaurants, some profession. No problem. And then Taiwanese come in. But they still kind of separated. But in business, we work together. We have a Chinese Business Association. It doesn't matter where you come from. And now people from China mostly, and develop a lot of restaurants. I don't mind. Eventually, different time in different region Chinese come in. The old Cantonese, and then Hong Kong, and then Taiwan, and the Vietnamese, Chinese also. And then China mainland Chinese. So different states have different group of Chinese coming in. And so far in Houston, we don't have that gap. We still work very peacefully. In my opinion, very peacefully. I personally believe I'm a Chinese. Okay, and if any possibility that we work together, is fine. But I don't want to mix up that the general community of Houston community find that Chinese are fighting each other. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I don't like it happen. But so far, we don't have that kind of thing happens.
So, what do you worry about and or hope for in U.S.-China relations?
This is a temporary issue, to me.
Mm-hmm.
China is developing. I think they work too fast. They could be a little reserved to keep the relationship. It's better for them. Now, the credit is break. I'm a banker. Credit is very important. So the credit problem could cause a very unhappy thing in the future. But this is temporary. And China need to improve themselves a little bit. They just don't want to. And there's still communism. That's a key. There's still communism. It's very hard to change themselves. So I don't know. I'm not a politician. And I just hope don't get too much problems because it hurt the citizen. It's out of our control. But no matter what, this is a temporary issue.
Mm-hmm.
We're not forever.
So what kind of, like for your kids or your grandkids, how do you think they might see the world differently or the same from you? What do you think they're learning from your generation of Chinese Americans?
I raised my kids, and then my grandkid is not my kid. It's my son and my daughter-in-law's kid, okay? So I never get involved that much. They have their way to raise their kids. I raise my kids hard work. I show them how hard I was working. And they know how I involve the community. And I told them I'm a public image. So as long as my image is a good image, there's no harm to you. My son is more shy than me. I told my son I was shy too. But my job make me not shy. So my kids being well educated. They know what they are doing. Yeah.
I was also about to ask, is it hard to be such a public image and to be so well known, or has that come naturally to you?
A lot of time you just have to be very careful what you say, what you talk, what you say, and what you do, because you represent the bank. A bank, people trust. If people find out the chairman is no good, then it means the bank no good. And then how can you do business with that? So I was very careful every day, every minute. It's not easy. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever make any mistakes, or
In what?
did you ever make any mistakes
Oh,
or have
yeah.
to learn hard lessons?
Yeah. I just say sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. Big issue too. But you never, it's nothing you can do with it. You just have to say sorry. I'm sorry.
So, what kind of support do you consider most important behind your success?
I'm a team player. People say we Chinese never put together, just like a sand. But I told people, you watch my bank. We work together since the beginning to the end. The whole group still there. It means we work together from the beginning to the end. So if you don't have a good group, you cannot do things. Especially banking is not just a small business. You're talking about 1.6 billion in size. You got to have a good team. If you don't have a good team, if you fight each other inside, it never work. So you want to be successful, you have to have a good team. But not easy to put together. The trick is, as a chairman, I have to sacrifice a little bit myself. You have to make everybody happy. If you just yourself happy, it never work.
So I know you're involved with the E&M Foundation.
That's what I have set up.
So what is the mission of this foundation?
Well, before I retire, I set this up a long time ago to accumulate some of the money that I decide in the future what I'm going to do. So when I sold a bank, before I sold a bank, I put some stock into this foundation for a future purpose. So far, the foundation is about $1.5 million. And it means I have about 5% of the money that I could use every year for donations. And the name E&M is Emily and Michael. That's my kid's name.
Oh, that's cute.
I want my kid to understand this is for anything they want to do in the future, that's theirs. But my time, I use that for education. So I raised a lot of money for the universities that I had before. So they, and I also invite some friends in business. They chip in money with me and donations. It depends projects. Yeah.
So
This is just for community service purpose. You got to do something, and you got to have money to do something. You cannot just do it. You know, people, when the people call me, they don't call me for volunteer. They call me for money. Yeah.
And so is education, that's your primary goal and your primary investment?
Okay, I inherit my dad's gene, okay? My dad established a university in Taiwan, a private university. It's a pharmaceutical and technical university. It's about 15,000 students right now. 50 years ago. It was when I was in college. So, and my brother, I like education, especially higher education. That's why I get involved. Yeah.
What do you think is most important about it?
What I'm doing right now is student exchange. When I find out the graduate student from Taiwan, they don't want to go abroad. They want to stay in Taiwan because Taiwan have a good life. They could enjoy a good life in Taiwan. A very nice environment. Why they have to go out foreign country to suffer? But that's not the way it should be. So I work the university in Taichung and the university in Utah, which both are Aggie backgrounds. I try to introduce themselves to each other. So before I retired, in the early 2011, I started working on this relationship with both universities. And when I retired, I already set it up a lot of relationship. We support the student from Utah State University to Taiwan, or professors visit each other universities. And I donate some money for this purpose to both universities.
So why do you think that's valuable for there to be that exchange?
Because
internationally?
because they both need it. The university right now, they like international relationships, especially Utah State University in the mountain area. a remote area that people don't know too much about them. So I create an opportunity for them in Taiwan so they could visit. And from there, they could do a lot of things for. And also, I create the USChina University's opportunity for the Taiwan student. They could go to USChina University for after they got a PhD or a PhD program. So this is something that they wish to have. That I asked them, I asked Taiwan professors, what you need. They said they want professor from the United States teach some courses for graduate students. I said, okay, I'll find it. So we send professor from Utah State to Taiwan to teach. It could be a short time, 2 months, or 1 semester, or even 2 weeks. And people like it. So this kind of exchange is working. And the other one is St. Thomas University here. The international studies students, at the beginning I get involved was they send students to Taiwan for 2 weeks to visit their political activities and governments, because those students are international studies students. They are future diplomats. So I get involved that I raise money for their scholarship to travel abroad. And we also encourage students from Taiwan to visit St. Thomas University here in Houston. So this has been 4 or 5 years already. And the young people like you guys have opportunity to visit the foreign students in Taiwan, or some of them go to Japan. I didn't support them go to Japan, but I support them go to Taiwan. And it was it's still working. It's a very successful program. And the young people, the students, really get the benefit of it. And I know that too. They still contact each other. Nowadays, email and all those internet, they become very, contact each other very frequent. And I like that too. So students have the international concept. And actually this month, the end of this month, June, there will be about 9 students from Utah State University to Taiwan, the Chung Hsing University, with the Dean of Agriculture and other 2 staff. Go with them. There will be a 2 weeks gathering. I don't know what they're going to do with it. From the university in Taiwan. Also, a student from Thailand and student from Philippines. Total 50 students will be in Taiwan, have a 2-week gathering. Could be conference or visit or whatever. This is the first time of their experience. Or agricultural backgrounds. They will be knowing each other after that and communicate each other. This is good for 4 countries: United States, Taiwan, Thailand, Philippines. If this is successful, will become more and more country involved. That's what I support. Yeah.
So would you say that your legacy is to connect people through education?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you envision the future of Asian Americans and young people in our community, especially with the contribution of yours and many others?
I don't know, but I believe. Right now, most universities have two things they want to do. One is international connections. Two is work with industry. There's two areas that I find out in Utah State University. That's what they want. The reason is internationalized. It could be student exchange, could be professional exchange, globalized. You cannot just stay in the United States now. You have to go out and get a connection. And commercialized. You have any research become successful, become marketable value. So it's something they are looking at. I cannot involve too much. So I think if I could do something for the university on international cooperation, you could go to certain university in different country, 1 year or 2 years, and you get recognized the credits. Or the student from the other country come to the United States for a couple years and continue education, and both universities recognized. This is what doing now. Dual degree.
So do you have any advice for young people and future generations?
I believe you cannot just stay in the United States. Try to travel. I trained my two kids. My daughter was in Mexico City 1 year on her college education. So she speaks perfect Spanish and Chinese and English. My son was in Hong Kong for 6 months. And my daughter was in Taiwan for 6 months too. So I trained my kids live in foreign country to learn something there. Not every country, but certain country, I think they will be involved. So I encourage these young people have the opportunity. As long as the facility is set, the turnout is set, all the students will be very convenient to travel to certain university in a different country. That they could get a degree related, or they could get acquainted with different university in different country. It cannot be just stay in the United States or stay in Taiwan. I keep telling that. So we send the postdoctors from Taiwan to Baylor University, Baylor Medical School. We have one come to Rice and back to Taiwan now. And we have another one is still here in this university. That's one of my projects, supported by E&M Foundations. Mm-hmm. So I like the students, especially college students, don't just stay here. Study abroad if you can. If you economically feasible, you don't have to hurry to get get graduated. Learn something. Enjoy a younger life. Don't just hurry up to get graduated. It's not necessary. I spent 5 years in unders, and 5 years in graduate school. My college life is 10 years, and I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, financially feasible, because my dad support me.
Mm-hmm.
So, nothing wrong with that.
What are some memories you have from that time? What are some of your favorite memories from that time of college?
Favorite,
Favorite memories?
like what?
Like, did you have a lot of friends you enjoyed or activities you did, or was it mostly the learning and opening your mind to new education that you enjoyed?
I enjoy it in Utah State University. Especially it's the first spot that I live in the United States. I learned a lot from there. And I make a lot of friends. You know, as classmates, and I still have contacts. But everybody is far away. But I still have some contact of my old classmates in Utah State University. They're fun. I know a cowboys in Idaho and all those areas. I still contact with him. Oh, it's fun.
So
And
what
I'm
other,
back to Utah State University, just like a family.
what other new ideas did you learn from traveling to a new country that you wouldn't have learned otherwise?
Travel to what country?
To the United States. What new ideas were you exposed to?
I think in education, okay, I keep telling a student in Taiwan, I say, if you are not going out to the United States, when you learn some subject, you only learn 3 out of 10. The other 7, you missed it. But if you come to the United States to learn, you could get 10 of the whole thing. That's why I want you to get out. Because you learn only the 3. You don't learn the other 7. How can you compete with any other people outside? The people just don't understand that. Here, we teach very broad. But in Taiwan, I don't know why they don't teach that way. That's why they need a professor from the United States to go to teach in Taiwan. I encouraged Texas A&M sent professor to Taiwan a couple of years ago, and they start working on that direction. They like it. Both sides like it. Is to broaden your view. That's important.
Mm-hmm. So you think American students also can widen their view by traveling to other countries?
To learn the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Why China and United States have those conflicts? Because basically they are different. They think differently. If you don't understand the other country, then you confuse. Then you become enemies. But if you understand why they do so, then you understand them. Then you will find a way to solve the problem easier. They make the world more peaceful. Yeah, more friendly each other. Why not?
So since you retired, has your life changed any, and how do you spend your time differently?
Well, I'm still busy.
Mm-hmm.
4 weeks ago, last month, I told you I was visit the president Leebron with the president from Taiwan and the university from Taiwan, and he spent 9 days in Texas to visit different university that they wish to work together, and they come to Rice. And I introduced, they were here two years ago. And I asked your mom to help. So it worked. So they visit 2 labs. One is neuroscience. One is bioscience, biotech science. And both are very famous of Rice University, relate with Chung Hsing University. So they start working together. So that's good, slowly. Now they are planning send a postdoc to Rice University now. So that's what I'm doing, is to introduce the relationship and start working together. Sometimes 1 + 1 is more than 2, okay?
So if your great-great-grandchildren were to listen to this years from now, is there any wisdom you would want to pass on to them? Or like what kind of world would you want them to be living in?
It's very hard to say. But I always believe your life, money, like I'm a businessman. I keep telling people, make money is not enough. Make your reputation, which is not money. You earn your reputation. When I was at Utah State University, my professor, I was a PhD student, and I find out my professor always try to find grain here and grain there. I say, Professor, you're very famous, but you're so poor. It's not my life. I want to be rich and then famous. So I'm going to make money. Until one day I make enough money, I'll be famous, just like you. But I'm rich. But you're a professor, you cannot be rich. You always have a different life. So I say, it's not my style. My head of department say, Don, you're not no good for professor. You're very good in business. I encourage you to leave. I have 1 more year to become PhD without any doubt. But they still encourage me. You could be very successful in business. So I decided I quit. That's why I didn't finish PhD. But finally, the university gave me an honorary doctorate degree. So, it's not bad. So, years later, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, life is not just for money. Life has more meaningful than money. And success is not just how much money you made. It's how people rate you and your reputations. Yeah. So you are not necessarily very rich, but people like you. All the society like you. Then you're successful. Yeah.
I have just one more question, I think. But do you like reading any books or listening to any music or movies?
I have read. Actually, I started reading when I was 55. You know, I could come down and not that busy anymore. I read all the old Chinese philosophies, the Confucius, the Tao's, the Buddhisms, all the Chinese wisdoms. I did.
Did you learn new things from that, or was it familiar to you already?
Well, it does not necessarily I learn and I become famous or become professor. But I could feel it, the wisdom. Okay. And actually, it digest also take time. But at least I read it. I read it about it. Because Chinese wisdom is history, long history, that's still very effective. And I read a lot of management books, which is new. I learned how to sing. I learned how to sing for many years. Which is art that I could enjoy.
When did you start learning to sing? When did you start learning to sing?
Oh, more than 10 years.
Okay.
I learned the tenors. I'm retired. I'm still learning. Exercise. Keep myself healthy. Yeah. Peaceful life. Traveling. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. We really enjoyed interviewing you.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about or say?
Yeah, is there anything
before
else
we
you would
leave?
like to add, or?
I don't know how to ask you guys. Had fun.
Mm-hmm. We had fun too.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.